Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on my YouTube. I am Alan Cook, the proud owner of the Midion, and I'm going to let you know that the Midion so happens to be the new painting in which was done by Leonardo da Vinci that's out there that the world has been talking about and they've been seeing over about 400 YouTubes of mine. I'm going to show you what you see in front is my man's mustache turned straight up and down, and it looks pretty cool, like some kind of sailfish. And if you actually look, he's got kind of like an arm. He does a cartoon, and this is an overlay. Now I'm going to show you what the overlay is. I'm going to pull it down. I'm going to let you know that the top layer that I'll be pulling down is a skull of the Mona Lisa in the right corner. I'll be showing it. And when you put this back up and line it in general, and you got to get into the micro, so I'm only getting close on the numbers here because it's real technical with him. And then you got different layers that make these other images come up. He adds to it, but if you really look, there's like little people in here and items of lighter, and you'll see this cone here, and the cone actually stood for kind of like well, actually it was a hymen. And a hymen was of about 100 years before Leonardo da Vinci's birth, of women going around dressing up as like divas, the way I understand it. And it's the best, easier way to kind of like doing dressed up, in women clothes and things. And so what he's doing here is letting you know he's having a party. So I pull this down for you to see, and here is the true blue black piece of it, and I want to show you kind of a little drawn up a little closer for you to see. Now you're best seeing this like on a 55-inch screen, not just on your phone, because you can't blow it up on YouTube. But look at that comical nose and face with the cone, which he makes into cartoons of a person that he made. He's always playing and enjoying. These are back, feet, legs, but this is actually a cone on a face and another person, and it goes. But if you see this particular area here, there's a portion of that so happens to be that will show up because I caught the right layer of it, that you'll see here, right there. That is a portion of it. So when I overlay that particular piece for the main piece, that you'll see the main body, and let me back it down so you can see it as a whole, and you'll see that when I put this up in its close enough area, you get the point. That's one of his hidden pieces of art that he did in different layers of like invisible paint or transparency of stuff. Now people think, oh, I'm just gonna, let's say I paint the Mona Lisa. This is not how it works with him. And then I just put a layer of clear, and then or vice versa, which way he wants to do it. And then he puts another base over the top, and on and on and on and on and on and on. Is more like it. He probably, if I was to say, I would say he probably has well over 35 to 100 layers of different coats. And I'll give you somewhat of an example. I'm going to pull this down. I'm going to shrink it for you to see that it's the Mona. And I'm going to give you an example of what I'm trying to say about his hidden works. There's the Mona. That's what we were examining. And this is mine turned sideways, and that was his mustache. See, that was his mustache right here. Okay, but that's not what I want to tell you right now. Even, well, it is, but it isn't. But that's just to let you know what we were examining. But if I take and go into my file and I boost, boot up the darker Mona Lisa in here, which I would hope that it shows up in the layer. And because I did not do this yet. Okay, let's see here. Okay, do you see this whiteness, and this whiteness, and this whiteness? People think that's an age. People think that's a like crackling of the paint. The best I can try to explain my thoughts on it, it's like a clear on a car, and then it turns yellow, but it didn't flake off because it was so awesome. And underneath these things are his other hidden works that goes through, and then in these clears, it's kind of like you go into the bathroom and you take a paintbrush and you go up to your vanity mirror and you paint the Mona Lisa out of clear. And you don't see it that good, but you can probably see it good if you steam it up in the shower and you see it, and then you look at it sideways and you go, oh, whoa, look what's hidden there. And we've seen it in the movies. Somebody writes on a mirror with their finger and it's invisible, and then it steams up and it says, I love you, with a heart. Leonardo da Vinci has that in every different kind of color and chemical hidden within. To give you a little more of that thought of the finger with the on the vanity, that you know now what I'm trying to get across, hopefully. Imagine about 100 times worse than that in the sense of trying to figure this out. There's another painting hidden in that I love you, and then there's another one in that, kind of like that painting that I don't remember it, but you guys are going to pop out and give me a nice comment, hey, it's such and such, but it was something to do with the woman looking in a mirror, and it goes 20, 30, 40 times down, but it so happened to be the same image. Yes, it is the same image with Leo, but on each one that you see is different. But when you get into each image that is different and penetrate each one, number 2, number 3, until you get to the 100th one, you would find out that you were actually looking at the same images. That's not 100% entirely factual, but in overall meaning of it, it's kind of like, do you take the long way or do you take the short way? In one sense, it may have taken you longer taking the long way, but sometimes if you figure it out, you both got there. So in the end, the end result, you're both at the same place, even though it takes you longer to figure out what that meaning is. And it's going to take a lifetime for me to find out his meaning. And obviously I'm not a genius at it, and not only that, it's got to do with many other factors of stylist and interpretation and things of that sort of the actual artist that in which did it, because you can assume what was on his mind, you can read what he was trying to go by innuendos of pictures of like I, a word, and then a heart, and that's a symbol of love, and then the word you, or just use a you, and because of the innuendo, he says I love you without the total spelling out. So you try to read his meanings, and that's where we're at. If you actually get into this piece right here, watch this piece right here. I don't know, that's a dog. See, in the clear. See the two eyes and the nose? It's bursting through. See, an eye, a nose. Here's the long snout. Okay, that dog shows up many a times in my painting, which is the Midion painting. It's actually got Melzi holding him, looking out into the universe, like Mars or so, holding him in his arms, thinking of Leonardo da Vinci, who Leonardo da Vinci has his face aiming towards Melzi or Sali, the lovers. And they both, all three live together. And what it is that it's Leo is also represents many different types of individuals. He's like a Dr. Dolittle, and all his characters of individuals in his paintings he portrayed into fun characters. And once in a while, if it seems to represent that Leo was a dog, and because Melzi and Sali love that puppy dog, and then he's a lion, and then Sali's a horse, and then it goes. Now, if you actually go, I'm gonna bounce this just a little bit before I have to say my goodbyes because I'm running out of time here. I'm gonna pull this down. I'm gonna go over here, and I'm gonna boot this up. Now that's a dog. See the teeth and see the eyes and the ears. People don't know, but see the teeth. Here's the eye. Here's the ear. Right here, the ear. This comes on down, and he's looking that way. Okay, he's looking this way. Now, if you actually take this, here goes another one. Here's a bear. This is Leo's work. Okay. Now, if you take a look at a bear drinking water in the lake, and that is right here. Right there. That is off on our left side. This is flipped upside down. See? And then you boot it up. And if you take a look, he's drinking water in the lake. You see the eye and the nose and the paws. Okay, and this is the lake. Whoops. And this is the lake right here, and here's his paws. But when you really get even further into it, well, let me see if I can open this up a little. You get further into this area right here, which would be everywhere, but it's the easier part that I can try to show you. Inside those are another bears and people when you really get deeper and deeper into it. See, right here is a person, right there, and you can see these gold pieces in here. Those are the outlines of two people communicating back and forth, like one with a crown. And he cuts his lines off. See these white lines? Okay? He does that deliberately to let you fight to see his work. See this guy? See this guy right here? This guy, look at, he's got glasses on. In my YouTubes tells you why he has glasses on. It actually has to do with Leonardo da Vinci's signature, along with making him look cool and also being the last writing of Leonardo. And everybody says he doesn't have two O's. But if you watch the way it goes together, he does have two O's looking like, but he doesn't. He tricks his writing. And why does Leonardo da Vinci have so many? Well, there's a good reason for that. It's because Leonardo can do whatever he wants. You want to sign your name any way you wish, guess what? You're going to sign your name any way you wish. And Leonardo da Vinci was that way. And everybody says that he didn't. Well, they don't know Leo. I know Leo. And I promise you I do know Leo. He was actually magnificent. You'll follow my YouTubes and you'll understand what is in the Mona Lisa's eyes. You'll know that what the LV does not just mean Leonardo da Vinci. There's an O and an E in the end, and it's LOVE. And you'll know what the B, you'll know what the codes are. There's an L2, and if you flip the 2 a certain way with the L, it actually comes out 67. And Leonardo by splitting it, and it's in my YouTubes. There's a 149. It goes endless. There's a lot of numbers in which I've got the answers for, but it gets into more detail, and you need to check them out. I want to say, hey, God bless the whole world, the universe, and the heavens, and thank you for all the thumbs up and the subscriptions. God bless you all. Amen.